you ever wanted to know how to set goals that inspire you into action? That's what we're talking about on episode number 36 of the Women Entrepreneur Podcast, the very first episode of 2023. Woohoo! Rock out 2023. I'm so looking forward to the prosperity that you and I get to create in 2023. If you don't know me yet, I'm Dr. Amanda, the Money Healer, and I'm here to help you up-level your money vibe so you can make the big bucks in your business doing exactly what you love to do. That's everything I bring to this podcast to help you with money mindset, manifestation, and business scaling. I want to get to today's topic, but first I want to let you know about some upcoming changes to the podcast. In 2023, I'm going to do a series-based release of episodes. So we're going to have NFA goal setting, NFA money mindset, NFA manifesting tips, and then Q&A. And these are going to alternate. So every fourth week, basically. So you'll get every week, just like you've been getting, you'll get NFA goal setting and then a business breakdown session. And then the next week, you'll get NFA money mindset tips and then a business breakdown session. And then you'll get NFA manifesting tips and a biz breakdown session. And then Q&A and a biz breakdown session. So 2 releases a week. Of course, I'll let you know on the weeks that I'm taking vacations and things like that. But for the most part, you can count on me every week for these topics. For the Q&A, this is where you get to ask me questions and I can answer them on the podcast. This is a really fun way for us to get to interact and hang out, and it's really easy to submit your question. Just go to www.speakpipe.com. So it's SPEAK, speakpipe, P-I-P-E, and then .com/The Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. Speakpipe.com /The Women Entrepreneur Podcast. That'll get you to a little spot where you can say your name, you can promote your business by saying your name and your business, and then ask a question, and I'll play it on the podcast, and I will answer your question on the Q&A episode. So this is a really fun way for you to get to ask me questions. If you don't feel like coming on for a biz breakdown session, you can ask questions there. Another thing coming in 2023 is going to be parties for women entrepreneurs who listen to this podcast. So I'm going to do I'd say starting at the beginning of the year, probably once every 6 weeks, and then we'll see how many people show up. If more people show up, then I'll add more. But we'll have at least a once every 6 weeks party where we get to hang out and you get to promote your business and we get to kind of have a panel of questions and Q&A and have fun together. I really want to build community with the Women Entrepreneur Podcast in 2023. I want you to get to hang out with me. I want to get to know you. I want you to be able to promote your business through the podcast. I want us to create a powerhouse kick-ass group of NFA money mamas who are thriving listening to this podcast. And then, of course, I have the NFA Money Mama Mastermind that you can always join if you're really ready to rock it out in your business. If you want to check that out, go to www.NFA, no fucking around is what that stands for. That's my company name. And then money, NFA Money Mamas, MAMAS.com. And you can check that out there and see if it's a good fit for you. Hang out with me on a consult and we'll talk about your goals and see if that would be aligned. All right, so those are the changes coming in 2023. I love the new year because when I sit down to do my goals for the year, this is how I get aligned. I go, okay, what's the big picture? And then I reverse engineer from there. And this is really how you want to think about goal setting. So how to set goals that inspire you into action is critical because obviously if you're setting goals that are not aligned, you're not going to take action because remember, action is evidence of belief. So if you're setting goals that are really huge and too far stretched and not really believable to you, you're not going to get into action. You're going to feel a lot of fear. You're going to feel confusion. You're going to feel frustrated and stuck, and you're going to procrastinate. And so that already alone, if that's happening to you, those are symptoms that you set a goal that's misaligned or it's so big that it's freaking out your subconscious into going, you're full of crap. This isn't possible. I don't know how to do it. And so you don't take any action. It's like deer in the headlights. Something to remember here is that if you're setting a goal that's aligned with your future vision and fulfilling your future vision and you're sitting in fear, just remember all you need to do is take one step. Just one step. You only need to know how to take step A to B. You don't need to know how to take step A to Z. Okay. And this is where people get really stuck in goal setting, especially if you're a big picture person. Well, this is interesting. If you're a big picture person and you're also detail oriented, you tend to go, oh my God, I've got to know all the plans to get from A to Z in this big vision and fulfill it. And it freaks you out. So instead, I want you to just slow it down and sit with an action plan that's one next step. You only need to know the one next step. Okay. So when you're setting manifestation-based goals, it's all about energetic alignment. If you're energetically aligned, it means when you set the goal, it'll give you an elevated feeling. It'll have you feeling alive. It'll have you smiling. It'll have you feeling like, ooh, I'm ready to get excited and into action. Instead of having you feel, oh my God, I have no idea how to do this. It's freaking me out. And usually that's because you're setting goals that other people somewhere in your entire life, from childhood and being born to now, have caused you to think you should set these goals. So it's you trying to fill outside expectations of other people and injecting their values instead of you setting goals that are aligned with your highest values. So when you set goals that are aligned with your highest values and your clear mission and vision for your, big life fulfillments, you won't have as many issues with fear and procrastination. If you're setting goals that are for other people or things outside of you to prove yourself, you're going to feel fear and you're going to want to hesitate and procrastinate. Okay. So when you're setting a goal that inspires you into action, you're going to be aligned energetically, which means your belief system is going, yes, this is 100% possible. Okay. Maybe it's a stretch for you, but you are going like, I 100% believe that it's possible to manifest this goal. Okay. So you want to have that belief, and it doesn't mean that you're already there. Don't set goals that are so small that you're like, this isn't going to stretch me at all to get there. You want to set big stretch goals, but not so big that it triggers you into freak out where your subconscious goes into fight, flight, or freeze mode. Okay. So goals that get you into action are the ones that inspire you. They don't freak you out. So, whatever goals you're setting for 2023, look at it from a reverse engineer perspective. First, set goals that are aspirational, that stretch you. I'd say, 10 to 25% above where you currently are. So let's say it's a business goal. You could stretch 10 to 25% above where you currently are. If you're newer to goal setting and manifesting, if you're really good at it, you could stretch a 10x. You could set a 10x goal. Like for me, I can set 10x goals because I know how to manage and master my energy and my belief system around it. And I also know how to set goals that are much more in tune and not in this, I would say it's like sensationalized thinking. I think that people, when they get into entrepreneurship, they often set this like overly romantic, very infatuated idea of like, I'm going to go from 0 to this in 1 year. And then they set out for it and they start to take steps on the way and they start to see the reality of the learning curve. And then they go, oh my God, that's not even close to possible. And then they start to beat themselves up. And then they use goal setting as a version of self-torture and then whipping themselves into submission. And you feel like crap. And remember, you can't get what you want doing what you don't want to do. So if you're setting goals in this way as a high achieving person who is always upping the ante and always pushing yourself and always stressed out, it's possible for you to achieve your goals, and yet it's going to cause you to feel like shit along the way. And in order for you to set inspired goals that are getting you into inspired action and having you be in your zone of genius and feel good, where you get to manifest them with ease and joy and flow and fun, you want your goals to be aligned and you want yourself to be feeling good along the way. Because remember, you always attract from a standpoint of how you're being in your current state, not how you think you're going to be once you get to the goal. Okay, so set goals that are aligned, set goals that have you feeling good first and foremost, and drop the thinking that you need to know every step of the plan. In fact, I don't want you to plan out, from January all the way through December of 2023, because most likely some wrenches are going to be thrown in there, some curveballs, some new opportunities that you didn't know existed. So all you need to do is set the goal for the year. So you go like, okay, I have this specific goal for 2023, and you know that that's your vision and that's your aspirational pull, and it's I think about it as my compass, and it's my focus for my visualizations, it's my focus for aligning my energy. Then you break it down and reverse engineer it and go, okay, in January, what are the 1 to 3 steps that I'm going to take each week to be on track to achieve and accomplish that goal and fulfill it. Okay. And that's all you do. and you just reverse engineer, and then you take small steps and you wait for the universe. And when I say wait, you be patient for the universe to bring you opportunities as you're taking inspired action. Okay? So your action step for this week with this topic, how to set goals that inspire you into action, is for you to write a plan to take step A to B. Okay, only step A to B. You don't need to make a plan for step A to Z. Just make a plan for step A to B to get to your bigger vision of what you're choosing to manifest in 2023. And then share it in the comments. Take a screenshot of this and post it on social media and share in the comments your first step, your first plan of action. Let me know what it is and let me support you along the way. Love being here with you for our goal setting conversations. And until next time, I'm sending you big hugs and NFA money making high fives. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Woman Entrepreneur Podcast. If you're ready to break through to the next income level in your business, go to www.thewomanentrepreneurpodcast.com to get more money mindset, manifestation, and business scaling resources. Again, that's www.thewomanentrepreneurpodcast.com. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.